Final Fantasy Advent Children is a sequel to Final Fantasy VII the game. Final Fantasy VII the game itself did have many sequels. Now again, this is another instance in which people were divided. Hardcore fans looked at it and maybe were like, we're not ready for see everyone in these high quality. Oh, this looks weird. Oh, this looks weird. This got critiqued to shit for the story, for the character models. Everything here got ripped very much, not to shreds, because everybody really knows that this was a fantastic piece of CGI cinema. Storytelling, the shots, the art, all of it was top notch. And again, I challenge you to find cinematic movies like the ones that Final Fantasy has made and throw them down in the comments, or mention them in terms of how good are they in comparison to Spirits Within or Final Fantasy Advent Children. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to be hard pressed to find something on that list that matches the quality of this. Again, I just think it deserves more praise. The story here was very much a conclusion to the ideas, the maturer ideas in Final Fantasy VII, that Cloud is actually Sephiroth, that Sephiroth this is not actually Sephiroth's final form. Sephiroth actually was dead and had to be put back together, is actually Genova. There are tons and tons of other ideas in Final Fantasy that they got to explore and express. Those members in their black robes, very reminiscent of Organization 13, but Organization 13 got their idea from this. They're going to the gathering. You see it in Final Fantasy VII in the little sprites. Well, you can picture that these members were obviously a lot stronger, did not go to the rejoining, I think it was called. They resisted because that wasn't the real rejoining. They were the backup contingency plan. If that failed, Sephiroth would be able to make this comeback, so to speak. This was amazing. Again, at the time, my computer's not even doing it justice. There are 4K HD Blu-ray. Go see this movie. So again, what I want you to pay attention to is they made Spirits Within, got the criticism, got the feedback. They came and made Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, which is a direct sequel to the video game. Now, how this is going to be canon when the remake comes out, that is a big question I posed in a Final Fantasy video I made. Go check that out. Whereas all of this is canon, and making all of the canon come together to fit congruently in this remake will be a challenge. I am excited to see how they handle a lot of these ideas, because I would hate, just like Dragon Ball GT did, cut GT from canon to make Super. I would hate to see that cut of canon, because I thought this story itself and the movie was phenomenal. But again, they listened to the criticism and they said, okay, they want a Final Fantasy game that's based on they want a Final Fantasy movie based on a Final Fantasy game. We're gonna do 7. It's clearly the one that is super popular to the majority of people, one of the best, if not the greatest, characters that you want to see in high def now that we have the capabilities to do so. And to give us these characters was just even more fan service. Look at this fight scene. I mean, it's amazing. So they took our criticisms and then gave us what we want, or what we thought we wanted. Now, again, I say this necessarily wasn't the most positively received bit of Final Fantasy, from the fans' perspective, that the company had ever put out. So again, mixed multimedia. Do you like mixed multimedia? Do you think that this is worth it? Now, clearly a movie wouldn't really be considered DLC, but again, is it? I consider a comic more DLC than this whole movie, but again, this is a conversation I'm willing to have. So, look, he's about to jump and then we'll cut it. Oh, it's just so dope. Look at this. He splits his Buster Sword. To be that creative, to take that classic Buster Sword and say, you know what, we're doing something different. We're doing something new with the motorcycle. I love that risk taking, and I think this risk taking was fully culminated into what they did with our third Final Fantasy movie, and that is Kingsglaive for 15.